Buongiorno. Today, we're going to continue the shot. Thanks, guys, for joining. I will continue on the shot here of snow, and I will dive into some lip sync today. Let me actually show you the shot as it is right now. So currently we have splined the body. Let me show it first.
Your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
All right. So we've splined the body.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but
audio. We splined the body to a certain extent where it's ready for polishing, which means there's small tweaks that we can do, some contacts on the fingers. Although we gotta animate the fingers, animate the contacts with the table. Some small adjustments that can always happen. But yes, we dive into some lip sync now. So the face is on blocking, on stepped keys. We will lay out a solid foundation for the lip sync. So it's gonna be a lot of scrubbing today, like audio scrubbing, which can get a little bit annoying. Sorry for that, but we'll jump into that and show you a little bit about how I approach generally a shot with lip sync. All right, let's get started. IGI, Project IGI. Come on, that's a game of the old days. Love it. Could shoot through walls, whatnot. All right. Let's go. So, let me first off turn off FK, IK, and just focus on the face right now. Man, there's not enough space on one screen. This is all right. Okay. So, lip sync. Now, what I find mostly important is the jaw open and jaw close. I want to set the rhythm for the lip sync first, and then I work with the mouth corners to get the foundation of our lip sync in there. And from there, once the foundation is established, we will refine the shapes and accentuate some of the mouth shapes. So I did notice on other computers, like
you know, I don't know what your situation is,
that the playback of the sound was way more responsive. On this computer, it's a bit lagging at times, which is unfortunate. But either way, we'll jump into it and turn on audio scrubbing. You see, it needs to load the audio for like 5 seconds and then it plays, which is a bit unfortunate, but we'll muscle through that. Okay, now let's go for the first bit, which is
I want to keep talking to you, you know?
I want to keep talking to you, you know? And I already have some keys here. I probably work around it, delete some of them. Don't bother too much. So we're gonna look at the rhythm of the mouth. And a very common mistake with lip sync is that people, and sometimes me as well, tend to over accentuate dialogue. So on every beat, I want to keep talking to you. You try to open the jaw, which is generally not the case for lip sync. You try to pick and choose your jaw opens. So a lot of the time, the jaw is fairly stable and you just move it a little bit. But on the main punches on the main words, like the main beats, you open it up more and sometimes blend a little bit in between. So that's what we're gonna do now. I will still work in step for the mouth because I want to make it feel crisp and yeah, and easy to read. Actually, let me just let's see what is the best thing to do here. Let me actually just zoom in like this. Okay, here we go. I just want to work with the mouth corners and these guys, so the rest let's just hide. Mouth corners and a jaw. That's what I'm going to focus on right now. All right, so okay, so I want to keep talking to you. Talking is the big punch on the first line. So I want to keep. So on I want to keep. You can go a bit bigger on the mouth. So it's like. Even here, so the mouth is not opening here, but you want to maybe open the mouth a little bit earlier, so the sound, like the inhale, could happen, or there's a little bit of anticipation to the dialogue. So it doesn't start from nothing. It's like I want to, not like that, but you get the drift. So just opening it up a little bit. Actually, let me also turn on the waveform, which is a bit inconvenient in Blender, but gotta work with what we have. Not the dope sheet, video sequencer. There we go. Hopefully in the future, we'll get some proper integration into the either action editor, graph editor, or whatnot. But we'll work with this for now. And you can clearly see like the big audio waveform here starting to form. And it needs to load the audio. So right there, I'm gonna put in a key. Don't worry too much about the corners yet, just opening the mouth. It's like animating a Muppet. They do lip sync pretty well on Muppets, so if you can do it with a Muppet, you can do it with any character. So the audio works. So I'm not going to close it, open it that much because we're going to the wanna. So right here, we're gonna anticipate the W, which is gonna be a shape of its own. And for those who are just chiming in, I do have some pre-made post library shapes. So we have a couple of U shapes and that we can modify into a W, which is gonna be handy later. But for now, only focus on the mouth, on the jaw. But I definitely keep in mind what kind of shapes I wanted to make and how the jaw is being supporting those shapes. So I'm just gonna move this over.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I want
and I want to close it more. That's more in this area. course, it's stepped, so let me just keep the bit down and go bigger on the talking.
I want to keep talking.
Here's the T.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I want to keep talking to you. I want to keep talking to you. I want to keep talking to you, you know? I want to...
It feels a bit early still.
I want to keep talking to you.
Let me actually turn on sync audio, but because I'm a bit confused with the offset that it has when you put it on frame dropping. So we put it to sync to audio, which is not my favorite, but should work fine. So let's try that again. And it needs to wait until the audio is loaded. Man. There we go.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I want to keep talking to you, you know?
Okay, so talking, and then it's going close again on the talking.
I'm going to keep talking to you, you know?
And talking, I'm going a bit bigger, just so we have it there, talking. Now, if you go for a massive shape, not that this is a massive shape, this is just, you know, normal talking. Keep in mind that when you open the jaw, at one point, if you open it even further, the jaw actually gets disconnected from the skull. Trust me, for everybody, not just me. And it moves down. So whenever you rotate to a certain degree, some rigs have this automatically incorporated. Some rigs actually only do up and down. Depends on the style, of course. On Sprite Fright, we had some characters only move it up and down. Now, so let's say you rotate it, and at one point right here, you would actually use a little bit of translation with it too. If you would go for a massive scream or something more yelling, just to keep in mind. All right. Of course, the playback is terrible because it needs to load the audio every time somehow. I'm not sure. Is this a caching issue? Strip cache. I'm not sure if that's helping. No, it's not. Cache raw, pre-processed. I'm not sure if this is even doing it. Can I cache it somehow? If somebody has an idea on how to make the audio play instantly, it's somehow kind of loading it every time. So when I play it, you see it's playing right here at the bottom. But then it needs to kind of, you need to hit it twice before it's actually hitting. So, all right. Now, let's continue.
I want to keep talking to you, you know?
So there's the you know. That's where we want to have a little bit of head rotation with it, not hat rotation, hat rotation. So come on, buddy.
I want to keep talking.
And then here somewhere, and I already had the U shape before the blocking.
Talking to you, you know? Talking to you, you know? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what I want to keep talking to you, you know?
Let me delete this key. I would actually hold on to this shape a bit longer, you know, and keep it there.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what, you know?
I can actually delete this keyframe as well. So you do wow, you do lose a bit of volume on the. But
Keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what.
So you know, and then we slowly close. And now it's not fully closed, but we, you know, I think I do want to close it.
I want to keep talking to you, you know?
So let's see how that feels.
I don't know what your situation. I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what. I want to keep talking.
Just tweaking it a little bit. We'll need a B shape there. And then open it up a bit more. Talking. Actually move that a bit close. And here, close it a bit. The looping of the audio, not a fan. Like, I mean, on every frame.
I want to keep talking to you, you know?
That.
Keep talking to you, you know? I don't know, you know? You know?
Let's close it a bit early.
You know? I don't know what your situation is. I want to keep talking to you, you know?
Okay, second part. You do hear a little bit of here.
I don't know what you're.
It's like, I don't know. So there's a bit of a breath before we actually hear the sound. So we don't want to go into full smile here, full mouth open here, but keep it a bit more like, so like this. We might even want to start that a bit earlier. So maybe around here.
I don't know what you're.
Then I hear after I don't know. So we close it a bit. No. Go a bit open. I don't know. It's a bit, this part will blend it a bit more because I don't know is more like you you don't open and close the mouth that prolifically, apparently. That obviously, I don't know the word. That much.
I don't know what your situation is. You know? I don't know what your situation.
So same thing. I don't know what your situation is.
I don't know what your situation is.
So I don't know is a big one. I don't know what your situation is, and then
I don't know what your situation is.
Situation is another bigger one. So go.
I don't know what your situation.
Go a bit smaller here. This is more mumbling. And there's the S. For the S, I make sure the teeth are fairly close. It could be like this. You don't always need to close the teeth. Only if you hear, I feel like, a very pronounced S, like that. S. Somebody's really holding it. Situation. That's not what he's doing. So you can, when it's rolling, it's not fully closing like as much as, yeah, it could be. So
I don't know what your situation. You know, I don't know what your situation is. Keep talking to you. You know, I don't know what your situation is.
So this is a S situation. So for the U shape, we go. So right here we go a bit bigger.
Your situation is.
Maybe here even bigger too.
Situation is.
Situation.
Your situation is, but I don't know what your situation is, but I don't know what your situation is.
Now it seems like in this area that the jaw is not moving enough, but it is.
I don't know what your situation is.
It's just that that moment is more situation. It's a lot of with the lips instead of the jaw, so that's why it's looking a bit unanimated. But it's definitely.
I don't know what your situation is. I don't know what your.
Maybe a little bit. See. So right here, I hear the S, and here's like is. So we just keep it a bit open.
Situation is.
It seems a bit late, but
You know, I don't know what your situation is, but I don't know what your situation is. Your situation is, but you know, I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is. Your situation.
we'll retime maybe a little bit later. Maybe we need to hit that S shape here. Delete this.
Your situation is. Your situation.
The keys are not at the same frame on the.
Situation is, but I want to keep talking to you. You know, I don't know what your.
For those who are just chiming in, I currently start with the lip sync. I'm making the foundation with only the jaw motion and the mouth corners. I'm currently haven't touched the mouth corners yet, but just to get the rhythm, the energy right. So that's what I'm working on right now.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but
it's maybe a bit too big. The whole situation is.
Your situation is.
Go a bit smaller.
Situation is, but situation is, but I feel, but
closing it a little bit there.
But I feel like we got some kind of. I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got.
Okay, second second. So we have that.
But I feel
It's a bit early on the audio. So let me move that. Actually, it's actually pretty good. And probably we don't have the F fully here, but we need to. The F and the U need some preparation before you hear the sound. So F, you already need to form the shape before the sound is coming out. So gotta take that in account. Some shapes need some extra preparation. That's why when something feels off sync, don't simply, offset your lip sync, but look at the preparation of your phonemes. If it feels too late, maybe sometimes you are too late, but anyway, any questions? Let's look at le chat. Okay. People from all over the world. Keanu Reeves. Yeah, he skipped today. Maybe on Monday he will be back. People from Indonesia, hi. People from Japan, hello. Oh, you don't have the looping when using Blender? Interesting. I do have Blender on my Windows laptop, so I'm going to try that. I think it's there, but it's when you have audio scrubbing on. I wonder if, if there's an option. We'll see. Okay. All right, some Dutch people. Good. Should you always use pose mode for animation? I mean, it depends if you have bones. If you have bones, yes, you can animate in object mode if you are making any animation with objects, cubes or whatever. I would say bones is a bit more convenient due to a couple of tools that only work with bones. So that's why I use pose mode, and there's some extra options for animation in pose mode. It's dedicated for animation. Belgium, India. That's cool. It's cool to see where you guys are all from. All right. Let's continue. I think I missed a question, did I not? Is this stream the last one to finish the animation? Maybe. Maybe, no. I don't think so. There's going to be polishing. Yeah, that's where the good stuff, the ice cream, the cream. No, the cherry on top. That's the expression. Will be added. So lip sync. This is lip sync blocking. I probably finish lip sync in my own time. And then somewhere beginning next week, we'll do polish stream where we add squash and stretch, nice fleshy movement on the lip sync, some really nitpicky details that will make the animation feel, pull it to the next level. So definitely gonna do that. We're gonna do that. I hope I can stream it. Let's see if there's time for it. So anyway, let's continue on the jaw movement here. So
I feel like we got some
So I feel. Then there will be a tongue right here. I'm gonna take that into account. I feel like, and then it's popping open. Like. And then suddenly the K is there. And then we go to the we. Like we, so this might be a bit, we need to blend it a bit. So we go down, up like that. Let's close it a bit because it's so fast. You don't want to hit every phoneme, as I said.
I feel like we got some kind of. I feel like we got some.
I feel like we got this as an open.
I feel like we got some.
Got. And please, guys, feel free to ask the questions in the chat. I'm happy to answer related questions. Okay, animation related or Blender related.
I feel like we got some kind of.
Some. We do want to hear the M for a bit. Kind.
We got some kind of.
Kind.
We got some kind of. I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? Is, but I feel like we got some kind of.
So I already hear the K here. That means we're gonna move this over. The mouth is terrible, but don't worry. It's all gonna be great. This is, yeah. There's on every shot tough moments, just to comfort you guys, all animators out there, or aspiring animators. It's gonna be tough moments in every difficult shot, or moderate shot even, where you feel like, man, this is gonna suck. And you gotta trust yourself. Like, even here, like when I go to blocking to splining, I was like, man, this is gonna be the worst shot of my life. You go into the deep valley of splining, and you need to climb out of that, okay? Step by step. And you can stare at your screen forever and try to bend the curves with your mind. It's not going to work. You got to put in the work. You got to plow through it and trust your instinct, because a lot of it is intuitive. You got to see something, you apply it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And it's really about gaining experience to see what motion, what kind of iterations work well, and you get to trust yourself more and more. And you, whenever you are in that situation, you keep on going, and you end up with a nice animated shot. It will boost your confidence for the next shot, and so it's all about trusting yourself that you can do it. And that's my support talk, how do you say, for you guys for today. Keep on going. Just keep on going. And don't be afraid to delete keys if you're not getting there. I did it on this shot as well. Not while streaming, but I did it. And I might do it even at this point. So
I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
there's the N, which is a
connection, right? Connection, right? Connection, right? Connection, right?
zoom in a little bit here.
Right? 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 Right?
Hmm.
Right? Right? Right?
The other keys are not helping. These are a bit.
Right? Right?
So the keys I put in the blocking, those are different keys, and they are muddling. How do you say? Getting things a bit muddy here.
Connection, right?
We'll work with that later.
Right?
So, and we keep it in this kind of like awkward smile. All right. Let's see what we got.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
So, just the jaw. I feel like I can work with this.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of
Come on. Come on.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got...
Yeah, so the I feel like is too big. The I feel like. I want to tone it down a little bit. It's a bit early too, I see.
I feel like we got some kind of...
Some shapes you want to hold on a little bit longer. You can milk some of that. Like M's, B's, or F's. I tend to, cheat a little bit because those are anchor points where your animation pops, like a B or a P. It's a pop of air, and that really ties the beats together when you're lip syncing. So if I feel like it could be spice it up a little bit, push the shapes. Don't overdo it, but okay, let's work on the mouth corners because those are important for U, E, those kind of shapes, and also the smiling part of things. Come on.
I want to keep...
Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, I turn on mirror, and I make sure a relative mirror is on, right here. So whenever I move it, even though, it's not the same place, it will still move it. So I can easily move in and out without losing the asymmetry there. Look at those nice squishy lips. Okay. All right. There is something with the drink as well that we need to adjust, of course. When you drink, it's a little bit of pucker. We'll work that out later. Focus on the lip sync. Okay. So let's say this is your start frame, and then when the mouth opens, the corners tend to slack a bit more, so they go a little bit inwards. And this is where the jaw goes in, and I'm gonna push it in a little bit there to get some sort of a indication of this is a U shape, which is I want, and then here go out again. Oh, and this one, of course. Yeah, there's obviously these keys there. I guess I just need to, I cannot cheat here. I need to. The mirroring system in Blender is nice. Doesn't take in account, like if there's already keyframes, of course. I'm used to a setup whenever you select two controls from the mirror of the opposite side, that you can actually, when you move this one, and maybe it does it if I select active element, and then it does it. Great. Okay. Active element, I guess. So now we can key both, and we can have, we see, okay. Learning here, guys. I was about to tell you guys, this is how I like my things, and it's not, but it's there, so I should not complain. Sorry, I'm tangled up here. There we go. Okay.
I want to keep.
I actually want to prep that W shape. Don't. Why not? Why is it? Why is it now not doing it? Why? Why is it? So now, is it because? Okay, maybe it's. Oh man, why is it snapping back? Because it's mirrored. Okay. Now, to go back to the point, apparently it's not working as I thought it would. Did I do something different here? Select one, select the other. It is active element. Did I have mirror on maybe? Yeah, I guess it's just this, but it's not that exactly that, because if I do this, it's snapping. But I'm used to whenever you select the opposite side together, then it would do this behavior without going berserk. What if I turn off this? Yeah, then we'll snap back. Okay. Never mind. We'll just put in the work and don't complain. I already hear the wah, so I want to move this frames over. And also here. So here, a 1. And, you know, I just turn mirror off. We'll just animate both of them. Now, it's a bit serious, as you can see. So I don't want that. I want to stick to what was there, which is a bit more of a, you know, not a smile, but it gives a bit more of a smirk, maybe.
I want to keep
So keep, the E shape is more like that. We can push it a bit more on one side than the other. So he's talking a little bit asymmetrical, which is always appealing. Don't overdo it. Then it becomes very, or drunk, or some characters definitely you can do it, but keep, and here's the P. So we actually do want to close the mouth here.
I want to keep talking to you. You know? I want to keep.
So here, talking, because the mouth goes open quite a bit, we move the corners in a little bit. Like that. And then when we close again, talking, we go to the king. So right here. Get a bit bigger. And again, this is just a foundation. So we got the rhythm and the whiteness, the white animation established, and from there we can make our shapes work. So
I want to keep talking.
you know, and we go a bit smaller even.
You know.
So here it goes to this default shape, and we just push it back a little bit. Maybe a bit more of a smile.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation.
Nice.
I don't know what your situation is. I don't know what your situation is.
Okay. Let's go to the chat a little bit. If there's any questions? So the face is on constant. I'm just blocking out the mouth shapes, work it out in spline after that. Hey, you're acting without reference. I did use a reference for the main beats. And it's actually, it is actually, it should be, same thing with reference. It takes a while to load. It should be around here. Maybe, did I turn it off? Nah, maybe. Oh, here. Yeah, there's my reference. I have reference. So, but for lip sync on these characters, you know, if you have kind of stylized, semi-realistic character mouse shapes, and lip sync is more of a technical exercise rather than artistic exercise. You do get some unique shapes here and there, but overall you stick to certain mouse shapes that are graphically accepted throughout any animation movie. Like if you look at Disney movies and you look at mouse shapes, a lot of the same shapes there. So it's there are a couple of appealing shapes that work well, and you try to you know, work with those because they work well and they are appealing. So I don't go on every frame on my take there and kind of let go of my reference, because reference can also restrict you in certain ways where it becomes very mocap feel like. It's very bland. So you don't want to rely too much on reference if you're working on more stylized animation. Now, that said, for acting, I use reference quite a bit to come up with interesting ideas, different takes, and see how body movement is working. But I don't, you know, I don't marry with my reference. So let's turn off that camera again. I can show you what it is, and you can see that I actually derived a little bit from it. So let me show you what I have, and you can take a look.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
That's pretty similar, huh? Not too shabby. Okay, let's turn it off.
I don't know what your situation is.
And let me turn off that too.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation.
Okay.
I don't know.
Turn off the audio if this is annoying. I find it annoying, but I gotta work with it. Your situation. Not too big. Maybe a bit too big.
I don't know what your
Situation. I'll go a bit smaller there. Come on.
I don't know what your situation is.
And I do want to blend a little bit towards that next frame. So this might be a bit too far, so blend it back. blend it back, but then do want to move it down a little bit here.
What your situation is, but your situation is. Situation is, but
go a bit smaller.
But I feel like we got. I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some. But
and make it a bit more of a smile there, so it's a bit. It gets a bit awkward. Not too much, so a smile, but maybe rotate it the other way around. So when I rotate the control, the bone, it's actually creating a little bit of a down corner there, which makes it a bit more ambiguous. But it's not working for this moment, I think.
But
nah. Create a, go back and just push it a bit more like that, just a bit. When we do a smile like that, we might want to close the mouth a little bit too, so it's not just a corner pulling. You always want to connect your motion here and there. So when you pull, not always, but it will, you know, it feels more organic if you connect something together. That's what I do with the eyes too when they're darting. You see the eye, and again it's blocking still, but the eyebrows and the eyes are both moving at the same time. So try to connect those things, and that will make your animation look more organic. So I do it the same for the body, like if there's a big head motion going on.
Your situation is. I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind.
So these kind of motions here,
I feel like we got some kind.
I try to support that with the chest and the body itself, and that, you know, it's how real life kind of works, kinda. Okay, go back to some questions. Shoulders fixed? I wish. The shoulders are still broken. Okay. Let's go back. So question, animating with a drawing tablet better than using a mouse, or is it personal preference? I work with a tablet, and it takes a bit to get adjusted to it. Now I don't want to go back to a mouse, but I know Hjalti is animating with a mouse and he swears by it. It's personal preference in the end. I do want to recommend it once you animate it heavily and your posture, or what do you say, like it becomes unhealthy in terms of motion and you get pain and whatnot. Definitely a tablet gives you a way better, like natural motion going on, like drawing basically. So when I animate with a mouse for, let's say, half a day, let's say the tablet where I don't have a tablet, then I definitely feel my hand. It might be because I did quite a bit of gaming. But yeah, my hand with the tablet, I never have problems with it. So So shoulders are not fixed. Matt is not here today, so I cannot reach out to him and kick his ass on fixing things. Okay. So question, wonder how long it would take to animate 5-minute animated clip. That is a very arbitrary question. Thanks for the question, but let me explain why that is a little bit. It really depends on the clip. You can have 5 minutes with just a cube, animating, bouncing, looping. That's easy. 5 minutes of animation of a battle with 50 characters. This is gonna take more time. So depends on what you are animating. This clip, okay, roughly speaking, in major studios, you animate roughly 3 seconds a week, depending on the shot. Some shots take longer, some shots take shorter. So 3 seconds a week. This shot is roughly 10 seconds, 12 seconds. There's 2 characters in there, but I hope to finish it early next week, which would take me 1.5 weeks. So that's almost 5-6 seconds a week, which is for an acting shot with some complications like interaction with the table. We'll see. Okay. Question. The other question, how can I become a good animator? Good question. There's no shortcut, man. You need to put in the hours. Put in the hours and go through the grindy road, tunnel, dark hole of going in there and just start animating. I would recommend doing any online animation course. Either start with free tutorials, do a lot of research, but yeah, you got to put in the hours. Can't learn animation from a book, but it's helpful to get the animation principles in there, in your head. Okay. Nepal, hello. Indonesia, hello. This is great. I know where Nepal is. Roughly. Lots of mountains. Great. I haven't been there though. I would love to. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna continue now. So jump into the chat later. We're gonna animate for 1 more hour. So I know it's a bit slow, but animation and like streaming at the same time is not the most productive workflow. I'm just gonna tell you that. For me, I really need to be in the zone. You know, don't get disturbed and really get those keyframes in there. So it's a bit slower than normal. But
I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? I feel like
I want to push it a bit closer.
I feel like we got I feel like we got some I feel like
So a little bit of a U shape in there. It's going to be a blend of other shapes, but
feel like we got
got
I feel like we got some kind of
some, so we go a bit narrow because there's a little bit of a some.
like we got some kind of but I feel like we got some kind of connection. Your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of. I feel like we. I feel. I feel like we got
Okay, there's definitely an F shape here, so I want to put it in there. So what I'm going to do, go to my library here, and I pre-made the F shape, which is here. And then push it up a little bit. Let's keep it there.
I got some kind of connection. Got some kind of.
And you see like some keys are still holding on to that F, so yeah, I just need to get in there. No. So we just, oh, not the jaw. Let me just dial in some of this there.
We got some kind of.
So this F shape is too big because this is a very pronunciated F. It's like when you say, let's say F you, but no. If you say fire truck, very pronounced, fire truck, that's where you get it. But if you're in a sentence and you say something else, there's a fire truck, then you don't go fire truck, but it's like, there's a fire truck. So you blend it in, okay? All right. So we don't go that far and we blend it in a little bit. So take the lower mouth controls, go in my selection set, which is here. Got my selection set. This is coming with the rig. So you can main body, arm, fingers. You can select groups of controls, selecting lower face. And I don't want a jaw in there. And I just blend it back a little bit. So we do have a hint.
We got some. I feel like we got some kind of connect.
Yeah.
I feel like we got some kind of.
Now we go into, you see, like we pull up this screen left corner. and then we suddenly go to the other side. So what I want to do is get to this because I do like a little bit of this, you know, sideways smile, to actually on this shape, see if we can flip it. So select the lower face, click, like deselect some controls we don't need. Okay, like that. And then I set a key, I copy, and I Control-Shift-V. There goes nothing. Oh. Okay. Okay. And now we kind of corrected a little bit there. But now it goes nicely into that next shape.
Kind of connection.
And even the F shape, we need to blend in a little bit. So we move already the corners to that position. So very important thing with mouse shapes, they all are connected. These muscles, they combine a lot of shapes. So you want to keep that in account when you're animating. So that's why I try to blend it towards this pose right here.
Some kind of connection, right? I feel like we got some kind of I feel like we got some kind of I feel like we got some
I do want to have this. So there's the M. I'm gonna put it one frame later.
I feel like we got some kind of connection. I feel like we got some kind of I feel like we got
Go a bit closer early. And then we open up a little bit there, just. And this is the M shape. And again, we don't go full M. So we don't go full M. So we don't do this, which is more of a compression shape. But we select the mouth area. And again, animation picker would be great. We'll do it like this, no worries. And we don't select the mouth corners and the mouth and the jaw. Like that. And now we dial in some of that M shape. So we don't have to go into every controller and pose it ourselves. But now you see it's kind of like, okay, it's not, it's not what, but we'll get there. So key it. Here it's normal again. Okay, I think the lower lip needs to come a bit. Okay, I'm still posing it myself a little bit. And this is probably already a little bit too much, but.
some kind of like we got some kind of like we got some kind of like we got some.
Okay, let's dial that back a little bit. So there's
some kind of I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Okay.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Okay, last part. Then we'll jump, I'll go back into the chat. So it's connection, right?
But, I feel like we got some kind of connection.
First, we need to get rid of this shape, because this is just leftover from this shape right here. So select lower mouth, lower face, I mean, and then lower mouth. And then go here, connection. So we go to a connection, like that. Roll those lips out a little bit. And then, you know, post libraries can be super helpful. You know, we don't have to create all of our poses. If they're set up nicely, then they blend well together. So
Connection, right?
connection. Now, I do want to change it a bit. Go here, and then I want to create more of a smile there, but also move these guys down a little bit so you get a bit more of this kind of shape. What's it called? Kiss. I don't know. Like this. Okay.
Connection, right? Connection.
Now this smile is not the most appealing one, so let's change that a little bit. Okay. So in the polishing phase, we'll turn on subdivide, turn off simplify, and kind of like go into really polishing up the shapes. But for now, I can already see this is gonna be a bit, and he's not finishing his sentence. a bit of work that's needed to do. Connection and shun, you get more of like closed corners. So we do that with these green little. It's a bit hard to see. If I had a picker, I could show you more easily, but I don't. So please, if you need a picker, scream on any Blender. And again, I know there's pickers out there. We cannot just use them at the studio. So it's more of this kind of shape. And let me pull back a little bit. Same on the other side. Connection.
Connection, right? Connection.
So it's a bit too pushed, as you can see here. And then we go back to the next shape. Which is more like this one.
Connection, right?
Actually, let's blend in a little bit of that. So the S is there, so we want to raise it up a lip a little bit.
Connection, right? Connection, right? Connection, right? Connection.
connection, and I want to close this. Oh, not that. Close the corner there. I want to raise this a little bit. Push it. I'm only looking at my camera view for any of this. I don't mind that this is borked. It's looking weird. I'm looking at this view. I want to make that appealing. And I do everything in my power to have that look nice. And this, you don't mind the other way around. You know, it's not a game. It's not a video game where you need to be looking on all angles. So you only worry about the camera perspective. Yeah, that's better. Alrighty. So blend in a little bit there. Actually, it's looking better like that. It's a bit less forced.
Connection, right? Connection, right? Kind of connection, right? Kind of connection, right?
Now, the right, go into a little bit of an R shape. Right, not like that. So this is, I did prep my mouth, my jaw for it. So, but I do want to start the right a little bit earlier.
Right? Right?
A lot of lost keys around here. Just gonna push them over.
Action, right? Action, right? Action, right? Of connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Let's take a look at the chat. So, before I do, we now established some of the shapes a little bit, but we are now gonna go into designing the actual shapes. So we got, let's say we got half an hour left. So we go into designing the shapes more and accentuate some of the, and also we didn't touch any of the tongue yet. But let me turn off the audio and then I'll turn to the chat. So there you go. No audio though. Come on. Okay. Oh, Jasper, Canada. That's British Columbia, I guess. Oh man, great place. I used to live in Vancouver. I haven't finished. I didn't go to Jasper, but But I feel like we got some sort of connection, right? Sorry. Question. While working on constant interpolation, where do you place the keyframe so it doesn't look loopy when you switch to interpolation? Yes, that's a good question. You do want to set up your holds and where do you want to blend in. And yes, that's a good point. I tend to make my interpolation more snappy in the beginning, so I can clearly have that change visible. So I'm not sure if you watched my previous stream. In the beginning of that stream, I talk a little bit about going from constant to spline for the body. I explain a bit on where to put in your holds and to make sure that you don't get very floaty animation. So I would say take a look at that. And if you already did, then yes, I do. You want to think of your keys as like that's the pose, and you go like 2 or 3 frames before, set the previous pose or something, and that will make your motion 3 frames long, which is pretty fast. I don't know, that's a bit arbitrary, but my poses in the pose library doesn't look shaded. Any idea what could be the cause? I can help you with that. It's a bit tricky. I the same thing. Now your pose library screenshots. Oh, they're not all loading. That's great. They use the Workbench render engine. It's just how it's set up. I'm not sure if you can change that straight out of the gate. But if you go to your render settings and you go to Workbench, this is where your settings are. So Workbench, and yeah, that's where you can adjust like either your lighting. I mean, it's not like you render in Eevee, which is a bit sad, but this is where the viewport is being rendered from. I can ask the developer that's working on it if it's possible to change the render screenshot option, but right now it's using the Workbench engine to render your screenshots. So yeah, that's that. So those settings are there. Let me continue playing this. That's fast though, that head jiggle. Sorry, let's go back to some more chat. What sort of picker, like a screen with a spread of bones, you can click without having them? Yes, exactly. Like the Anim School picker is the most famous picker. It's free for Maya. I know there's the Expose picker for Blender, but it's paid. And at the studio, we are promoting free and open source software. So therefore, we don't have access to paid tools and add-ons. Everything we do is free, should be free. So, but yes, that would be great. This is blocking for the facial animation. The body animation is still already splined. There is still polish that need to be done. Like for instance, on the hands, they are not animated. Some body motion I'm not happy with, so I can tweak a little bit there. Somebody, okay. All right, you can. Supports custom thumbnails. That's great. I didn't know. Okay, continue. And turn back on the audio. And go back to the video sequencer.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Right.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of I don't know what you're
So I'm now going to shape some of the things that come to mind first. So let's go through it.
I want to keep talking. I want to keep
Just going to tweak some of these shapes a little bit there.
keep
And I'm also kind of taking in account some of the in-betweens. So talking, we kind of ease out a little bit to the next shape. And
talking to you, you know? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what I know.
so we do, I feel like we stick too long to this U shape.
Talking to you, you know?
So we do want to relax that a little bit more. Same thing, lower face, bum. And not use controls, and I simply add in the default mouth there. Of course, I do need these guys. I think I can just push them out. Yes. Way easier. So do something more.
You know, I don't know what you're. I keep talking to you, you know. I keep talking to you, you know.
Let's kill that little. There's a little twitch on the lips. I think that's the rule here. It's this key right here. See the growth there. So delete. Still, because there's more, of course. I just scale that key on everything. So delete.
You know, keep talking to you, you know. I don't know what your situation is. Keep talking to you, you know. I don't know what you keep talking to you, you know. I don't know what your situation is. I want to keep talking to you, you know. I want to keep talking to you, you know. I want to keep talking to you, you know. I want to keep talking.
Now, on this shape, it's super neutral, and I always try to avoid the corners to be in the middle, because it becomes very nothing in terms of emotion. Like in the middle is like, you either favor a little bit of the up, so it becomes more of a smile, or you favor the down if it becomes more of a frown. So I tend to, so since we're like slightly in a smirky situation,
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I want to keep talking.
So we keep it a bit more up there. And eventually I want to work on the curve here, make it nice and smooth. So there's the key there. Same. Let me pull that back.
Keep talking. You know?
You, so we push them in a little bit further. It's a bit more too pushed here. Push that back a little bit. And same for the mouth corners. You want to see if you can arc wherever you, not wherever you can, but it's nice to go from one shape to the other, not with a straight line. So you don't go do, let's go to the other side. So you don't go from the, wow, that's great. Feels like something is broken there. This doesn't feel good. We didn't see that, okay? No, I'll report that to Demeter. Also the other side. So
Keep talking to you, you know? I don't know. I want
it's not great.
keep talking to you, you know? You know?
Oh, I'm not happy with that.
You know? I don't know what, you know? You know? I don't know what, you know? I don't know what you're, you know? I don't know.
You know, and then maybe push this in a bit.
You know? I don't know what you're, you know? I don't know what your situation. Keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what I want to keep talking to you, you know?
Now, what you can do also to add a little bit of personality to it, depends on the character, is add a little bit of sneer to like the upper lip. So let's say here, we can try that a little bit.
I want to keep.
Actually, here we do need a bit more of a. Let me actually put in the W shape there. So I wanna. Same thing here. Mouth corners are 50-50, so pushing them up a little bit.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I want to keep talking.
So it's firing a bit fast. So I do want to blend it in already here, so it doesn't fire that fast. And then here, keep it a bit smaller. I go back to the middle again. Let me.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is. I want to keep talking to you.
So what I was saying is get a little bit of sneer on the upper lip. Now let's say, so I want to keep, so for instance, this shape right here, create a little bit of asymmetry on the lips there, so you get a bit of a sneer on the side there. Oh, I got symmetry on, sorry. You know, do something like that. You gotta be subtle with it, otherwise it becomes a bit like, I don't know, bit caricature. So don't push it too much, but it's nice to have a bit of asymmetry going on too. Depends on the character. Some characters, you gotta listen to them and see what you would imagine. So same here, you know, add a little bit of that flavor. And then on the P, because you come from this shape right here, your P also needs a bit of that flavor so it connects better. So maybe this, like that. No. Actually, maybe rotate these guys a bit more. No, that was a bad advice. Oh. Come on.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I want to keep talking to you.
So it gets more of a macho kind of guy with that little. This is nice. I like that.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
And I do have it here too a little bit, so
I want to keep.
This is a bit too much maybe here. So push that back a little bit.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got. I don't know what your situation is. I don't know what your situation. I don't know.
So there's a what in there, which is very, very fast. So we don't want to miss it, but we don't want to accentuate that as well. So let's play it. Come on.
I don't know what your situation. I don't know what your situation. I don't know.
It's right here. So I select lower face. All right. So there's a key here, maybe around here, and then delete. And here I want to bring in a little bit of what you're. Let's push that a bit. Actually, pick a one. No, you. Let's see.
I don't know what your situation is. Talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is.
Yeah.
know? I don't know what your situation.
It's not super apparent, but you feel like there's some texture that kind of gets the W in there. Come on, man. Play for me.
I don't know what your situation is, but I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Okay. Let's go to the chat. Do you not do the tongue? Let's do some tongue shapes as well. Yes. Good question. Okay. Good night to you. Sleep well. Yeah, I'm not happy with the sound too. It's the scrubbing, yes. I already mentioned it months ago, so let's make it happen. Yes, listening to the audio again and again and again. Yes, that's part of the job. What is the audio you listen the most so far? The shot that I was working on the longest. I was working on a shot for 5 weeks, which is a shot in Smallfoot. It's a Warner Brothers movie. Where there were 5 characters coming in, running, hugging each other. I mean, you just get used to it, I guess. Hey, do you keyframe each control on the lips for the lip sync or just the ones which is required? If just required, it doesn't need you to somewhere else. Okay, okay. I know what you mean. So, do you key every controller? And if not, yes, I take into account like my main controls for sure. But I do want to set a key, and I know some people are not doing this, but I do want to set key on every control, so I make sure when I want to hold a frame that everything is on a certain frame. Let's say here, I key everything because it's one of those keys you want to add for the hold. So, but you know, there's the secondary face extras layer. I'm not gonna key those guys. Those are automatically driven by the main controls. But if you can, you know, in the polish stage, you can animate some smaller ones as well. But this is not how you animate a face. It's like sculpting every face. So you take the main controls and the rest is being driven by it. So then there's the fake tweak controls. What is that? I'm wondering. Not there. I think. So let's go for the tongue and then let's call it a day. Okay. Let's do some tongue motion in there, which means it is I think it's, wait a second. Are the tongue controls in here? There should be a mouth visibility layer here. Wait, we have two now? Wow. This is a bug. But there it is, mouth controls. Turn off the face, and there we have it. So we have some controls for the teeth to make them. Sometimes you need to control the teeth a little bit to get nicer shapes. You don't want to do that too much. But for now, let's focus on the tongue here, and the tongue is an FK chain with some bendy bones to them. So I'm just going to work with these guys right here. So just these guys, and go to frame 1. I put a key in for all of these, and we'll find some places where we add in some of these keys, tongue controls.
I want to keep talking to you, you know?
Talking. It's not a very apparent, but, and also the need, if you say need, you put the,
I want to keep.
So on an A shape, you I usually just pick the middle control and use that as a base. So on the A shape, I push the put this to constant, push it against the bottom there.
I want to keep.
A 1. Now the N shape is tricky because you don't want to make it read as a L. So you don't do this, but you push it a bit like against the back of the mouth. So you don't necessarily see it, but it's there. And once it's lit, once it's lit, and when you say the N, then you release it, you push it down a bit. So like that. And also the mouth shape, you really want to make sure it reads well. So again, we're in stepped, so maybe here still have a bit.
I want to keep
talking. So it doesn't say I want to keep talking. It says talking. So there's not a lot of tongue in there. So you do write it down on paper, but it's not. If you have a Dutch accent, you say talking. Talking. So you go to the K, which is more of a talk. It's like a shape that's been formed in the back of the, so like that, something like that. I do have to say his tongue is super wide. Not a big fan. So I'm secretly, don't tell anybody. I just scale down this tongue a little bit. Actually, let me go. It's just it's becoming this big fleshy part of the mouth. So just scale it down a bit in X. Not too much. Like that. So there we go. You got to take some liberty if you feel confident about it.
Want to keep
talking. And it's pushed back against the upside. Not sure what it's called. And then here, put it back.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what you're...
And the is also a shape. You push the tongue against your upper teeth area, whatever. I need to look that up. Probably some Latin word that we call it gehemelte in Dutch.
I don't know what you're...
So from here, you don't see the teeth.
I don't know what your situation
And then here again.
is. But
So so the D. So I'm only using one control now for my convenience, and then I use the other controls later on if I want to have some overlap or some floppiness into it or shapes. But I'm just using this control to get the feeling, same as I did with the jaw, but now for the tongue.
But
I just want to introduce it a bit, so I'll push it up here. And then I want to ease it out as well a little bit, so.
I feel like we got...
There we got a proper L. I feel like. So.
I feel like...
So L shapes. Yeah, let's get it in there. I feel and push it against the upper teeth. And right here, I just push it down a bit so it's. And then I push it down, and then like you do a bit of like that. I'm not an expert on this, okay? I just follow a little bit of my intuition, but like you do a little bit of pushing it against the teeth, so it's like it's coming down, but it's the well, let me just show you. Maybe it's not, it doesn't make sense. Feel, and then we go down like this. And then we ease it. Oh, right here, we ease it back to normal. Alt G, Alt R, something like that.
I feel like we got some kind of... I feel like we got some kind of. I feel.
Same thing, it's not super apparent. Let's push it a bit more. We can't do that. So we just push the lip a little bit forward. And then hold, well, you know, this key actually needs to be a bit more. So right here, phi, maybe push it a bit more like this, and then.
I feel like we got some kind of. I feel like we got some.
So.
I feel like we got some kind of. I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? But I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
All right.
Feel like we got some
Kind. We just don't see it there.
Connection.
Connection. So we push it up here. And then here we go and well, this might not be the best control for it. Let's see if we can push it a bit. It's a bit borked, but and you don't want to. You basically want to go back to normal. Because it's coming from connection. But it's already open, so maybe you do want to do it like that. This is just trial and error now.
Connection, right? Connection. You got some kind of connection, right?
Nah, I'm not a big fan of the shape. I would rather push it down and then maybe push these guys up. So let me do that. Key them. Get a bit more of this shape and then.
Connection, right? Connection, right?
Right has a little bit of R, a little bit of tongue in there as well.
Right.
So we prepare a little bit. Right. So it's in the back of the mouse, so you don't push it forward like this because it gets a l or like thick. So you push it towards the back. So like this. And then right, and you don't want to show too much but you do want to see it moving, so here push it down a little bit.
Right. Right. Right.
Maybe not. This one is a bit too much, so push it back.
Right. Right.
Okay. Let's go back and see what we got. Come on, buddy. Play with us.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is.
Wow, lag.
But I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection.
That connection? No, that's too much. Collection. It's a collection. Sorry, stupid. So connection. So this one get killed. So we just go straight down. I just kill it. You know, it's too distracting, too flashy. So even though here it still hits the top, you know, as you can see, connection. Maybe right here. We do push it up there. Not really, it's not going to be visible, but as long as we got something there.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of...
Last thing, then we'll call it a day. And that is, I just saw it, like, it's a bit of a pop to me. And that is, again, this is blocking, splining the mouth. Yeah, next step, you know. But I'm pretty happy with the rhythm that's going on and the shapes, and I feel like we're in a good spot. And the only thing I want to change is, right now, is this shape, because it pops out a bit. I can show you if I play it. Oh.
I feel like we got some... I feel like we got...
Yeah, it's one of those shapes that needs to blend a bit more. So push it up a little bit.
I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but...
Let me turn on Ray. Ray. The Force Awakens. No. Here we go.
I feel like we got some kind of...
And again, Rain, I still have to animate her. Okay, it's gonna be a late nighter. Get her done. I focus on him for now. He is the showcase. He needs to.
Of connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
All right.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but
let's go to the chat and answer some last questions. All right. Okay. No more questions, guys. Thanks a lot. I'll keep working on this on Monday, splining the face, adding some extra spice to it. And then probably Tuesday, we'll jump into one last stream doing polishing on snow. What we'll do there is animate contact points, some small finger adjustments, squash and stretch in the face, make it like a nice and fleshy, and all that kind of stuff. Animate the hair. So fix the rig. So thanks, guys. I got a question. You got to be fast. Hit me. Where should I start when I want to learn animation? Good question. Where do you start? It's a good question. I'm blanking out a bit here. Start super. Oh yeah, of course. Start with a bouncing ball. A bouncing ball. Okay. Master the bouncing ball. Squash, stretch, bounce. That's your fundamental exercise. Master it before you go anywhere else. Okay? Bouncing ball. Everybody, start with a bouncing ball. Yes. Okay. Sorry, I just got here. Did you animate this in just 2 hours? No, I did not. I started on Monday, so we're 4 days in, bro. Okay, I like ping pong. Thanks, bro. Is it rendered already? Okay. Have you been to a school for animation? Yes, there are plenty of animation online courses. And I highly recommend if you want to specialize in animation to go into an animation school. But that once you have some decent knowledge of 3D animation, like 3D general knowledge, know a little bit of modeling, bit of rigging, bit of this and that. But you can definitely start animation courses online. There are plenty. I'm not going to recommend any specific one, but there's enough. Cheers, guys. See ya.